Welcome to my Audio Tips and Tricks YouTube channel. This video marks an important milestone as YouTube has informed me that it's now willing to share a small portion of the revenues that it collects from the pesky ads that it inserts into my videos. Thanks for continuing to watch, subscribe, and like these videos. I intend to continue making instructional and informative videos so that you can make decisions for yourself. Thanks for joining me on my journey. Will this DIY speaker cable sound better with my REL subwoofer than the cable that came with the REL subwoofer? In a previous video on fine-tuning REL settings, I discovered during one of the frequency sweep tests that when the signal generator declined to 35 Hz, the subwoofer started to vibrate uncontrollably on its platform. Thankfully, no damage seems to have occurred. I wondered if a shorter cable using thicker gauge wire would eliminate this phenomenon and perhaps improve its sonic performance. A shorter cable would also eliminate the visual clutter of 20 feet of speaker cable coiled up in the corner of the listening room. I'm not the first person to think of this. A PS Audio discussion group addressed this 4 years ago. REL Acoustics sells a premium grade cable called Baseline Blue, which purports to be better than the one included with their products. The price of a 3-meter cable is around 600 Canadian dollars. Well-known brands as well as small custom cable makers also offer REL speaker cables for less. I decided to check out some online audio discussion forums to see what members were recommending. The two names that popped up regularly were Mogami and Canare. Both brands are used by pro audio professionals. On a cost per length basis, these cables are considerably cheaper than those offered by AudioQuest, WireWorld, and others that target the home audio market. I decided to purchase a length of bulk Canare 4S11G speaker cable. This cable contains 4 wires, each being 14 gauge in thickness. The frequency response of this cable extends from below 100 Hz to well over 200 kHz. The G version uses oxygen-free copper and is slightly more expensive than the standard version. Total material cost for this project was $40, $22 for a 7-foot length of cable, $8 for a speak-on connector, and $9 for 3 spade connectors. To find out which wires connect to which terminals, I can take them apart like so. It comes open. You can take the housing off. You can take this strain relief mechanism off. So the red wire is connected to 1 plus, and this screw head takes a small Phillips driver. Black wire, which is the return wire, is connected to 1 minus. The yellow wire, which would be for the left channel positive connector, here is connected to the 2 plus terminal, and the 2 minus terminal is not connected at all. In order to tighten and loosen the screw head for the speak-on connector, I had to use a number 8 Torx key. Red goes to the 1 plus connector, white goes to the 1 minus connector, and the translucent red goes to the 2+ connector, and the fourth wire is not connected to the 2- connector. Again, you have to line up the key here with the barrel housing, and then screw the strain relief housing onto the other part. I initially removed 3.5 inches of the outer sheath to expose the 3 wires, or actually 4 wires, but this makes for a tight fit at the amplifier connection, so I'm going to remove another 1.5 inches. I'm just going to trim back this 4th wire that's not required. I'm going to use this 1/2 inch diameter heat shrink tubing to dress the cable. So I'm going to cut off about a 1.5 inch length. I'm going to install 3 spade connectors on the ends of these 3 wires. And the cable is affixed to the housing via 2 screws, which provides a strong mechanical as well as electrical connection. You could consider using some deoxit fluid, which will enhance, condition, and seal the copper wire. Another possible suggestion is to use some Loctite thread locker. Like active electronic components, cables also require a burn-in period before they reach their optimal performance level. According to audio discussion groups, Canare cable can take up to 200 hours to reach this point. Initially, I thought the subwoofer sounded louder at the same settings as those used with the OEM cable, but after a day or two, the same settings seemed about right. I'd like to say that there was a sonic improvement, such as lower bass extension or more low-frequency clarity, but honestly, I could not hear a difference. Your hearing is different from mine, so maybe your impressions will be different as well. I ran several frequency response tests from 25 to 250 Hz. The instability I encountered with the OEM cable at 35 Hz did not materialize. What surprised me, however, was that the frequency response started to roll off earlier than with the OEM cable. That might explain why there was no instability at frequencies below 35 Hz. The Canary speaker cable did not sound better or worse than the OEM cable. Perhaps its sonic character will be different after 200 hours. If I had to choose between spending $600 on REL's baseline blue cable or adding this amount to my budget for a bigger, more powerful subwoofer, I would choose the latter. I hope the information in this video is helpful to you as you strive to improve the performance of your audio system and enhance your listening experience. Happy listening!